So last year, I talked about 5 terrible technologies that most of us bought. You know, it's Ring doorbells, smart assistants. We talked about all kinds of different things. A bunch of gaming stuff like gaming chairs. Those are pretty funny. A big waste of money. Gaming mice and keyboard. Those are also pretty bad. So this one, I wanted to do 2 technologies that could be good, but by default, they're just absolutely the worst. And really, the first one, smartphones, I've talked about it. I've made 3 or 4 videos this year about how I threw these devil boxes to the curb, but then I came back and I was like, you know what? We can make the perfect phone out of this. This right here is my smartphone. And ever since I made that video, the perfect phone, my productivity has been skyrocketing and it's just been great. And my screen time has been about 10 minutes or less every single day. And that has been amazing. It doesn't ding. I don't get a bunch of notifications of crap I don't need. I check it when I need it, and that's it. And I only have apps. So check out those videos. I would say a great transition if you're interested in cutting down your screen time. Let's say you're part of the statistic. You're part of the people out there that are getting used by big corporations. Your screen time's 3-4 hours a day or more. That's actually the average person in the world. It's kind of insane to say, hey, we sit here and stare at this box 3 to 4 hours a day as the average person. And that's not good, obviously. We're not very productive. There's a lot of negative side effects, as you can imagine, from that. But I would say the biggest thing I've picked up, the one thing I would tell people that why I do it this way is just mindfulness. Being able to sit in church or an elevator or a dentist's office and not have to constantly be like, oh no, I don't want to talk to somebody. Please don't talk to me. I'm staring at something vitally important, and it's just like a news article or an email that's just some junk that popped up in my inbox. I did that, and I'm sure a lot of people that watch this video do the same thing, and it's just bad. So I would say I'm so much happier. I feel so much better since this thing, after I got control of smartphones. Controlling smartphones and not having the smartphone control you is the biggest thing. The first thing I would say to do is don't buy a new one. That's just the dumbest thing you can do. This is about a 3 or 4 year old phone, and it is plenty fast. Hopefully it lasts me another 2 or 3 years. We'll see. The integrated battery will probably explode or go out on it or just start not holding a charge. But as is, it holds about a 4 or 5 day charge with my usage. So I'm good. But I would say I want more people to follow that suit. Watch that video, The Perfect Phone or Making the Perfect Phone. I think a lot of people could benefit from that. And I know it sounds crazy that I have such an old phone with 4 or 5 days of battery life, but it's because I'm not constantly picking it up. And I want more people to follow suit, and I want you to be happier because it has made me so much happier. So that's the first thing. Second thing, social media. Now, this is where you're like, oh, social media is the devil. You know, you'll so many videos out there, probably like a moon or, you know, there's a bunch of YouTubers that, you know, probably just say our life is doomed because of social media. I think even like the founder of Facebook said it's tearing apart the social fabric. And I guess to an extent they're right. But I think also social media can be used for good, unless it's like Twitter or Facebook. I think they're just awful and there's no value to them at all. I would say the biggest thing, though, is YouTube can really be used to learn some amazing things. This is where, you know, when people watch my videos, hopefully you get something new, or I show something, you might be like, okay, Titus, you're just nuts. But hopefully you pick something out that you're like, yes, that was cool. I've never seen that before. Or, oh, I didn't know that. Or, oh, you do it a different way. And it teaches you something. When you're learning something through YouTube, that can be a really good thing. And I just encourage people to just kind of take control of that feed, whether it's just clicking the subscribers thing over on the left, you know, or left's that way or that way. I don't know. Depends on what device you're watching it on. Probably your smartphone. But there's actually a subscribers feed where if you subscribe, you just click that and it just shows subscriber videos and not algorithm videos, because algorithm videos are designed only to captivate you and keep you locked in for as long as possible. So that's what gets served up. That's why Mr. Beast's videos litter the homepage of a fresh feed, because his videos have high retention and it keeps people on the platform for hours at times, which is kind of nuts to me. But such is life. But the big thing here I want you to take away is, when it comes to social media, you can take control of that. And I set up RSS feeds. I made a video about, hey, no longer browsing the internet, but actually just setting up like a giant RSS feed, which, let me show you this real fast. In that video, I say, hey, check this out. And it just kind of shows me everything going on. So this is my general mainstream feed. You know, like I'd follow like Brody or Linus, you know, even Verge, How to Geek, Gizmodo. But I can like look at all these things and go, you know what? I want to learn something about Windows, and I'll just pull up here and go, what's new with this? And I'll flip through. Same with like Linux. If I want to just look at Linux stuff, I'll flip through and go, hey, is there anything big happening in the Linux world? Any new news? And I have all these different news sources that come in and just kind of populate any articles that come out. And if I want to just check YouTube, I have all my YouTube channels over here. And I'll be like, okay, what are the big ones I need to watch? And I'll like look through and say, okay, is anything happening in this realm? Or maybe there'll be something like, hey, Tech Hut made something about RE Terminal. Oh, that's interesting. I don't know what that is. So I could actually click on this and go, oh, okay. I could actually learn more about this product if I wanted, or learn more about whatever he's talking about. And I think that's cool. So I encourage people to look at and pull in RSS feeds, use it, because, you know, most people don't realize they're actually using RSS feeds, because you probably watch a podcast and every podcast is an RSS feed. Little did you know, YouTube can be an RSS feed. Your favorite news articles can be. Again, check out that video. I go more into depth of this. I just wanted to show it real fast. So that's the big thing about these two technologies. Whether it's social media, whether it's your smartphone, I don't want you to be used. I want you to use it. I want you to succeed, become more productive, just have a better, happier life, and learn something along the way. That's why that's kind of like my goal, is to have fun and learn new things. I think there's no better purpose than that. I just think it's amazing. That's why I make these videos on YouTube. And every single month, I reevaluate things. I'm like, hey, where could I improve my life? And that's one thing I just try and do. And that's why I think you should just know about these two things. I think a lot of people already knew this. I don't think I'm saying anything new, but I also wanted to put a positive spin on it. Know that you can still use these things and be productive. You can be happy. You're not going to be constantly comparing yourself to somebody else just because you use these things and someone said, hey, social media is going to be the downfall of society as we know it. Well, maybe it will be, but along the way, at least you can learn a thing or two, and you can use it for good. You can use it to better yourself. And that's kind of where I want to leave this video. Let me know your thoughts down in the description or the comment section, because this is one of those things that I'm real passionate about this. I love it. I love talking about this. I love stripping down and de-bloating my smartphone to the point where it just does what I want it to do. It doesn't tell me squat. It only tells me what I want. And that is great. And same with social media. You know, instead of having an algorithm just feed me a bunch of garbage, I get to choose. And I think there's such power in that choice. Instead of having some computer choose for us, we can take control of it and control our lives a lot better. And that's why these are the worst tech, but they can also be the best. And with that, I'll see you in the next one.